PlayStation. Hey, what's up guys? It's Retro Coyote here, back again with another pickup. So before we get started here, make sure to like the video if you enjoy retro gaming content here on this channel, and make sure to subscribe because we are actively growing our community. So yeah, I picked up the PS1. Let's talk about it. So yeah, I picked up the PlayStation 1 here at a local retro store. Now, this is the, I guess if you want to call it the slim model. It's the PS1, not the PlayStation 1, but it is the smaller model. It is a much more slimmed down version of the Sony PlayStation. Very small, very nice looking, with very streamlined design language here. I'm actually a really big fan of it. It actually has an accessory that's meant to go with it. A flip top LCD screen that you can plug into the console itself, so you don't need to plug it into a television. That accessory, unfortunately, tends to be very rare and expensive because people who buy them now, or, well, bought them until recently, I suppose I should say, would buy them with the intention of essentially cannibalizing them, tearing them apart for different projects, basically using the screen, throwing the rest of the bits away, which is tragic because it's a really good screen. And now the ones that do work are very expensive. And there are so much cheaper options for an LCD solution these days. I don't know why you have to cannibalize a collectible. Anyway, so what makes this one unique is obviously its form factor and the screen that is available for it. It also has a pack-in controller, which is really, really nice. So I'm going to show you that. It's a DualShock analog. It says right here the PS1. It's colored a bit differently. It's a bit brighter. The plug looks a bit different from your standard PlayStation 1 controller. And holding this in the hand, I forget how well built a lot of these older controllers are. They are built well. It holds together. It feels like it's new. They don't make controllers like that anymore, certainly not for third parties and stuff like that. But another thing that makes the system unique is its AC adapter. It has, instead of just a plug that goes into the wall like a cord, the power solution is located here. This is how the machine takes power, which is how it was able to be slimmed down. And instead of putting the power pack in the system itself, like they did with the older models, they put it here, which is something you tend to see in a lot of these slim model systems. They have these external power supplies like that. This is a standard 7.5 volt AC adapter. Now it comes with the console, obviously, but you could, in theory, use any other 7.5 AC adapter for the console if you like. So what we're going to do here is we're going to actually plug this in. I'm going to get out a TV. We're going to plug it in. We're going to pop a game in, make sure everything runs. And we're going to enjoy the console itself. And we're going to go from there. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. I'm going to go grab the TV and we're going to hook this thing up. All right, so we hooked up the PlayStation here. Now, yes, the TV is dusty because I just dragged it out of my closet. Please don't judge me. But we are going to be using a non-standard AV solution for this hookup, which is going to be an S-video cable. So, hopefully, it works first go and doesn't blow up. And it's in 4:3 aspect ratio. Yeah. Alright. So, don't have a memory card in it. So, we're not going to look at memory card. We don't have a CD in it yet, because we haven't plugged in a game. So, but I just want you to take a look at the user interface, because this is based off of the, oh, I don't even have the controller plugged in. Ryan, you silly bastard. Hold on. I'll be right back. We're back. Okay, so we were able to dig up our memory card and a demo disc we're just going to use. So first we want to make sure it runs memory cards. Otherwise, this whole exercise is pointless. If you don't know, memory cards are what save your game, obviously. If the disc should fail, memory card's always going to be there to back you up, right? You don't save it to the disc, you don't save it to the console, you save it to the memory card. Now, at the time, this was a big deal. This was the first of its kind, more or less. So, we're going to plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. Tell you how old I am. Plugged in. Memory card. I'm not sure what I have saved on here. I haven't checked this out in a while. Okay, cool. So I have to click delete in order to see what's there. Okay, hold on. Gran Turismo 2, Spyro the Dragon, Dragon Seed, Darkstalkers, and Powerpuff Girls. We're going to get rid of Powerpuff Girls. And so the day was saved. Or rather, the save slot was. Very cool. So we're going to turn this off. Very cool. And we're actually going to go ahead and boot up our demo disc. Now, if you haven't seen these before, these are something of a treat. I love these things. They come in 2 discs. The first disc has a bunch of cool like trailers and memory card files that you could actually download. It's like free DLC, cheat codes, that kind of thing, right? All the cool stuff. The second disc is where the actual game demos are. And we'll get to them in a minute. But we're going to check this out first, because like I said, that for me is always where the party was. All the cool trailers, and they actually had some games that were showing off that were import games from Japan that you can't get here. But okay, so we got the disc in, and if you didn't know, they have an equivalent of it over in the UK, but here in the US, these demo discs are from PlayStation Underground. You got them for having a subscription to Game Informer magazine. So let's get to it. I'll try to give you guys as good a visual as I can, providing I can hold the selfie stick steady. As a matter of fact, let me actually try to set this up on the thing here itself. Oh, that's no good. Oh no, my wife. Okay, so all right, that'll work.
Hola, Maggie here, the PlayStation Underground's new computer-generated host. I'm supposed to introduce each issue, but as you may or may not know, 3D graphics like me are expensive, so I've been told not to waste any time.
Alright, Maggie, they probably already know that, so just tell them what's on this issue.
Chill out, Pushy. I was just introducing myself. Our producer, too many cappuccinos.
I heard that.
Yeah, well, lighten up. Okay, let's get down to it. First up, we got a chance to sit down with some of Sony's heavy hitters, including Ken Kutaragi, Kaz Hirai, and Phil Harrison, to get the exclusive 411 on the product everyone is saving their arcade quarters for, the next generation of PlayStation. Then, I got to rack up the frequent flyer miles and expand my anime collection as we headed over to the land of the rising sun. We got to check out this year's hot new titles at the Tokyo Game Show and spend some quality time with the creators of Star Ocean and Jammer Lammy. That Lammy plays a mean guitar with her riffs and my moves. Talk about your girl power. We also got to spend some time down in sunny Southern California at the video game industry's largest trade show, E3. Check out our evaluators' picks of the show. Well, that's a tiny portion of what we've got crammed into this issue. When you're done trying out the import title, downloading stuff for your memory card, and checking out every nook and cranny of CD1, grab your controller and head over to the vault. The new demos include Final Fantasy VIII, MLB 2000, and Ape Escape, just to name a few. Alright, how was that?
Not bad. Can you speed it up?
Sure, how's this? First, I got to rack up the frequent flyer miles and expand my anime collection as we head over to the land of the rising sun. We got to check out this year's...
Hey, Buzz, you didn't throw out those CG Post resumes, did you?
Star Ocean and Jammer Lammy.
Whoop, let me see if I can recenter it. Sorry, guys. So that was really cool. All right, so research, development, Project Wormhole. So Project Wormhole was a game where basically you got to play it in different chunks as it is being developed throughout the different editions of the demo discs here. It was basically supposed to walk you through how games were developed in that era. It's a very simple tunnel runner game, like Temple Run kind of thing, but with a spaceship. Different bulletins and insider info. Tell you what, we'll go ahead and check that out. PlayStation Online, hidden codes. Let me check out PlayStation on. Oh, geez. Okay. Hidden codes. These are some cheat codes. Tomb Raider 3. Okay. Very cool. Feel free to grab those cheat codes for the various games. Oh, they got different accessories and stuff. I'd like to go ahead and I don't know, see if I can maybe check that out, see if I can find any of that on eBay. Oh, that's cool. They got demos for Gran Turismo coming up on the next edition there. Fighting Force, NFL Blitz. NFL Blitz was awesome. Jeremy Lemmy! Jeremy Lemmy's awesome. It's Project Wormhole. Okay, very cool. And I'm pretty sure that 800 number doesn't work anymore. Imports. That's a European title, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but we're not going to mess with that too much. We're going to check out the next generation of PlayStation, which at this time was PlayStation 2. So let's check it out.
The next PlayStation is coming. As a PlayStation Underground subscriber, you get a front row seat.
Our dream, from a business point of view, is to grow the market for computer entertainment into a superset of music and movies, so that video gaming and computer entertainment becomes a legitimate mass market entertainment.
We formed the new team for the next generation of PlayStation immediately after launching PlayStation. So we started to think about the next architecture for the system in 1995.
The design of the next generation PlayStation was put together to achieve a very singular goal, which was to allow the game player to experience TV quality images and the same level of emotional experience that you would get from watching a great film, reading a great book, or listening to a great piece of music.
How do you do that? I think the key word for the next generation PlayStation is emotion. How do you convey emotion of the game characters?
Realistic facial animation. As you're looking at me now on this camera, you can see that my face moves whilst I talk, and as my mouth moves, that the muscles stretch. And that's what realism is all about, is being able to get the subtlety of movement into the 3D graphics. The new system is going to open up a whole new avenue of creative expression. Today, great games like Gran Turismo and Tekken and Game Day are at the pinnacle of their genre on the current platform. But they use relatively simple technology to create that experience. In the next generation of a driving game, for example, on the new PlayStation, we will be able to simulate thousands of different elements of what makes a car work. The tire physics, the friction, the fact that it's now snowing, the fact that it's now raining, and that these are having a physically accurate impact on the way that the game handles. This allows for a wide variety of gaming experiences to be generated. In the current world of game development, you would use motion capture to establish the animation of a character. But going forward, we can now start to physically and biologically simulate how a human being works. And we can use some very complex algorithms called inverse kinematics and dynamics to simulate the entire physical skeleton of a player. Each player uses 10,000 polygons. To put this in context, Game Day and Madden use about 250 polygons per player. But it's also important to remember that beautiful graphical experiences aren't necessarily generated by millions of polygons, but by the best special effects and the most subtle use of lighting, pixels and texture mapping. It's not all about winning a huge polygonal race, but this is a race of beauty. This demo that we're showing right now shows some real powerful lighting and animation techniques called motion blur. Now this allows us to track the speed at which an object moves, and just like in real life, if I move quickly, there is a persistent blur behind the object. Each one of these firecracker particles is being rendered many times onto the screen. In fact, this demo is being drawn at 60 frames a second, but it's actually being rendered at 600 frames a second. And we can also freeze it like this, just like you see in some TV commercials right now where you can spin the camera around and the object is frozen. Once again, there are tremendous creative possibilities with this. If somebody throws a ball in a baseball game, or a fast-moving car overtakes you, or a laser beam from a weapon. These demos give you just some of the hints of the building blocks of where we can go creatively and entertainment-wise with the new system, and that's what it's all about.
The most aggressive challenge was the semiconductor. So the current chipset is utilized for the half-micron semiconductor technology. But what we are now challenging is 0.18 very, very high-end semiconductor technologies. It was very, very difficult. Finally, we could develop a nice chipset for CPU. We call it that motion engine. That contains over 10 million transistors on the chip. But a little bit bigger than the latest Pentium 3.
We have built the fastest multimedia processor on the planet. What allows us to achieve this performance is by having a very dedicated and single-minded design for the chip. Other chips in the world have to appear in everything from vacuum cleaners to PCs and the desktop. What we designed into the Emotion Engine was the power and performance required specifically for the intensive 3D graphics capabilities and demands of the next generation of software, plus technology like floating point coprocessors and also abilities like the decoding of MPEG-2 video streams from our DVD disc.
By the time we make a product announcement, the technology for modem and modem connectivity may take another leap forward. Once we actually make the product announcement, then we should be able to say what kind of connectivity the PlayStation will actually have. I'd like to see controls that are not necessarily in terms of having more buttons or levers. I think there are enough already, and you only have 10 fingers.
I'm speaking to you now, so why shouldn't the device react to my voice? I should be able to wave at it and do things like this. A video camera could pick up these motions, interpret them, and generate a response on the screen. The next generation PlayStation uses 3 industry standard interfaces as part of the technology. We have IEEE 1394, which is called iLink, used in the next generation of digital video devices like still cameras and video cameras. We can now have digital media in as well as out. Now what I mean by that is being able to put my face or your face into the game. USB, which stands for Universal Serial Bus, allows us to connect to a huge variety of standard peripherals like joysticks and keyboards and mice and a whole bunch of things that haven't even been invented yet. And PCMCIA gives us connectivity to devices like modems, memory devices, even hard drives and other standard computing devices. let's be very clear about this. The next generation PlayStation is designed specifically for high-end in-home entertainment. Now, right now that means video games. We will broaden the definition of what entertainment means over time, but we're not building a PC here.
It's really an interactive entertainment console. The next generation PlayStation is also backward compatible, which means that any PlayStation titles that you have in your current library will also play on the next generation PlayStation. And I think this is the first time in the interactive entertainment industry where a console has done that.
The picture has 100 years history, and the music has over 1,000 years history. But the computer has only 26 and 7 years history.
We're only starting to scratch the surface of the emotion that we can put into games. If somebody was to burst into tears as a result of experiencing a next generation PlayStation game because of the raw power of the emotion that is inside the product and the storytelling, then we've all succeeded in our jobs. We now have the power inside the next generation PlayStation to do things in software that have never ever been done before. I'm not quite sure where it's going to go, and that's what makes it exciting.
Oh my goodness. Woo! That was quite a bit. Hey, what's up guys? We're back. So I had to reorganize some stuff because it's taking up a lot of space on my phone, but we're going to also check out behind the scenes here. We're going to check out the Jammer Lammy thing, but not necessarily the Star Ocean thing. I apologize to any Star Ocean fans out there.
Her hot guitar licks have made her an international megastar overnight, even though her first release, Jammer Lammy, won't hit stores until August. So who is Lammy? What's the name Jammer Lammy all about? And what's she really like? The publicity-shy star has refused all interviews and hides from the press off stage. But we crisscrossed Japan to track down members of her staff, including manager Masaya Matsuda, the man who made Parappa the Rapper famous.
Katie, Parappa's friend, introduced us. Lammy seemed quiet and reserved at first.
People ask where she came from. There are rumors she was born with a guitar in her hand.
When she picks up a guitar, she goes wild. There's something in her music that really reaches people.
Lammy and I have a relationship. It's a one-sided love affair. I won't say who to whom. I play sad songs about her on my guitar.
Her old chip band, Milk Can, has been asked to play clubs across the US. We're considering it.
There's a new rock star in town. What's her story? You get it first. Her demo's waiting in the vault. Next issue, footage from her earliest days reveals a Lammy nobody knows.
Okay, that was cool. They did it in character. I like that. Oh man. Alright. Going back. Let's see. What else is on here? E3 coolest games. Alright.
Imagine getting paid to check out all the new games that want to be on the PlayStation platform. That's what the game evaluators do. Hey, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. At E3, the biggest game trade show of the year, we got two evaluators, Chris Malone and Mark Vitello, to pick what they thought were some of the coolest new titles. Here are just a few of them.
If you're a big fan of Japanese anime or giant combat, Omega Boost is the game for you. Omega Boost is a really cool game that was created by the developers of Gran Turismo. Incredible graphics, the gameplay speed is unbelievable. We got 19 diverse stages, true 3D, free-roaming environments, so players can attack and be attacked from all directions. We have ground-based missions. You also have missions that take place in space. You have missions where you're actually inside spaceships shooting at enemies. So the gameplay will never repeat itself. It is truly amazing. Burning around town, cops on your butt. That's Driver.
The idea behind Driver really was to create a game which is a simulation, or as close as possible simulation to Hollywood car chases and TV shows, things such as The Dukes of Hazzard, Smokey and the Bandit. One of the things that we really tried to make different about this game is that most driving games or racing games taking place on a normal looping track. with Driver, you can actually drive anywhere. There's around 30 miles of road in each city, four-wheel independent suspension. You can see as you go flying over the hills of San Francisco, all the cars are also leaping off the road. This is the chase that I've just had. Now, it's stored the entire chase, so I can play.
Alright, last thing I want to show you guys is the download station. This is where you can download save files, essentially, to your memory card. Basically, it's like free DLC. Bomberman Fantasy Race, Gex 3, Ridge Racer, Rival Schools Arcade Mode and Evolution, which I'm a big fan of. Stuff for Silent Hill, and that's about it. Very cool. Basically, a lot of times this would be just like you unlock everything in the game, which is really important for us if you like playing local multiplayer. Before you invite your friends over to play like a fighting game, for instance, you want to make sure you have everybody unlocked. And a lot of times back in the day, you had to beat the game a certain way to unlock everybody. But that's about all from the Disc 1 of PlayStation Underground. Just a sneak peek of what's under the hood here with these demo discs. They're a lot of fun and they're really cool. I have a lot more of these packed away, and I'd love to show you more about these PlayStation Underground discs. So if this is something that you guys are interested in, please let me know in the comments, because we can do a whole series of videos about these things. I love these. These were a lot of fun growing up, and I could talk for hours about them, but I wanted to show you guys my newest pickup, newest addition to my collection, and just kind of demonstrate to you how awesome it was. Also, demonstrate to you why you should really pick up an S-Video cable. This is actually my first time using this kind of AC connector, or AV connector rather, and it gives a really crisp picture. Like, if you didn't know any better, you'd think this was HDMI. Almost. But that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put this video here for you guys to check out. And if you're thinking about dusting off your old PS1, go for it, man. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, let me know if you want me to do more videos on PlayStation Underground down in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more.